I think it's time for a channel update. What do you think? Welcome back to the 11th Thread, everybody. My name is Chris. Thank you guys so much for coming on back. It has been a while. I know it's been a while. I'm chewing gum. I'm being unprofessional. You're going to hear all my breaths, most likely in this video. But I'm going to try and get over myself. I am trying to move past my neurotic editing, which, I'm sure is not going to be completely absolved just yet. I'm sure I'll have some insecurities, blah, 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 blah. That's the hard part about putting yourself on a camera. I mean, there's been times in the past people have called me out for trying to get attention, and of course, that's the dumbest observation you could ever make about someone on YouTube. Of course, we're trying to get attention. It's kind of the point of art in general, right? But anyway, it is difficult. I'm not usually one to put myself out there, so this channel is kind of like a big step for me, a big stepping stone, I should say, for myself. And yeah, so I'm back, I'm here, I'm ready to go for the most part with a couple of extra tweaks. So what happened? I mean, why have I been gone? The long and short of it is all those California rains. If you heard about them or if you're a part of them, you know. And some parts of Los Angeles got hit pretty hard. There were sinkholes, there were all sorts of crazy things happening. As for me, where we live, we didn't exactly flood in the way that normal Los Angelinos would. We flooded in our backyard. That was the big thing. We didn't have good water runoff, as most California properties don't. We have what's called a French drain, which catches all the water, like the little rainfall we get just to put it in the soil, but there's no place for the water to go. And during these massive rainstorms, the French drain filled up in no time, and all of a sudden we just had a pool of water everywhere. Pool of water in the studio, pool of water in the garage, pool of water. I mean, we flooded. We also had leaks, and so there were leaks up above, and that became kind of a problem. I lost a computer, my computer in the process. I lost some gear, some stuff I was supposed to demo, and it was kind of a demoralizing experience. Very grounding. I mean, life is short, life is temporary, and all of our stuff is meaningless, right? That's what most of us who have kind of reached a heightened sense of enlightenment might believe. So, it's just stuff, and I have a lot of stuff, so I'll live. But I have to move on through some things that I was challenged with, and that's a big turning point for me, because I was kind of tanked and kind of depressed for a little while. Like the elements were just stacking up against me, and everything that could go wrong was going wrong. It's stuff like that. And when you're an artist or a musician and you're trying to write a song and you can't really find the right part, some of you guys can power on through it or collaborate with somebody else to finish the song. And there's people like me who buckle down, who buckle up and just can't finish the song. And that's kind of me. So much happened here, and I was just like, you know what? This feels like I'm not supposed to do it. I don't really know, but it's been a tough year. It could have been a hell of a lot tougher. I'm not trying to say woe is me, my life is terrible. I'm not at all. That would be really, really unfortunate for anybody to say something like that. But it has been tougher than the status quo. I mean, that's fair, right? You get used to a certain way of life, and when things kind of go way below that standard, and sustain there, it can feel pretty rough. So, yeah. So what's happened since I've been gone? I mean, I watch YouTube just like the rest of you guys. I enjoy various channels, and for whatever reason, I've been seeing some random major things come through the guitar side of YouTube. And I think probably one of my favorite is the Bad Monkey whole debacle. I mean, Josh Scott over at JHS Pedals did that side-by-side comparison of the Bad Monkey with the Klon Centaur and asked people if they could hear an audible difference, and pretty much the consensus was no. So those prices skyrocketed, and I rolled my eyes, of course, because I'm like many of you guys out there. You might realize that $700, let alone a $7,000 pedal, is not going to make your song sound that much better. You really won't. I mean, and that's the long and short of it is don't spend stupid amounts of money on a pedal unless you are a working professional who makes money doing this, and this becomes a business investment, because otherwise you're just wasting time. You're wasting your time. You're doing all this stuff that just is unfortunate. So you'd save your money. Seriously. I mean, realistically, at the end of the day, no one's gonna be able to hear these pedals in a mix. They won't be able to tell. You could put like a $20 Mosky Golden Horsey next to a Klon in a mix that's, you know, mixed with everything else. And as long as there's no A/B comparison for people to distinguish between the two, no one's going to understand what they're listening to. They're just going to hear a mildly overdriven guitar, and it's mixed in. It doesn't really matter. And that's my stance on it. I know I've probably pissed off a lot of high-end pedal makers and probably made like the low-end pedal makers, you know, jump for joy. But realistically, yeah, don't spend stupid amounts of money. I roll my eyes at that. How superficial are guitarists these days? That's kind of what I've been asking myself. Are we really that wound up in brand names and being prestigious and owning like these rare gems in our field? And does that really elevate us as players? And basically, I think the majority of everybody who touches a guitar in this world would say absolutely not. Speaking of high-end pedal makers, I am going to NAMM. I want to say it's next week. It is next week, right? I believe Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm going. I have tickets. I paid to go. I'm going. I'm going to be there, meeting people, blah, 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 blah. Maybe even signing autographs this year. I doubt it, but, you know, that'd be kind of fun. If you see me at NAMM, have me sign an autograph. Make me feel good. Don't tell me I told you to do that either. But I am going to NAMM, and so all those high-end pedal builders who are probably really pissed at me right now, please don't beat me up. I'll probably see you there, and I'm sorry in advance, but you kind of know it too. You know as well as I do that it doesn't really matter. So all the low-end pedal manufacturers that, if I can even say that right, pedal manufacturers, that's my slurring problem. Yeah, I'll see you there too. I'll take as many free pedals as you want to throw at me. But yeah, I'm excited to go to NAMM. I'm going to be going for all 3 days, trying to catch up on life, catch up on connections, things like that. Probably answering questions from people who gave me things to demo and saying, I'm sorry, things broke. It wasn't waterproof. You guys failed me. It wasn't waterproof. I need a waterproof pedal. I need a waterproof amp. I need a waterproof guitar. I'm sorry, there's no such thing as any of those things. I mean, if there is, no one wants them anyways. But yeah, I lost some stuff, so I'm gonna probably be answering those questions too. Yeah, it's been kind of crazy. So yeah, NAMM is coming up. I'm excited about going to that, and then I got a bunch of guitars, like an overwhelming amount of guitars that did come in that I have yet to review. You might be able to see a little sneak peek of stuff like behind me somewhere over there. Let me look at my monitor here. Yeah, it's like that over there. So I got some new stuff to demo. I got some new amps. I got some new pedals. I got some new this and that and this and that. God, like an enormous amount of pickups, and that's going to be overwhelming because I don't want to like release all my pickup videos at the same time and then all my guitars at the same time and things like that. So it's going to be an interesting process to try and get back into the groove of things, edit quicker, edit faster, and get videos out. And the reason why, to touch on that, as to why it takes me so long to put together a video, is I do all this myself. So I am my one-stop shop. I am the personality. I write the content. And I'm admittedly new, so the content isn't as refined as it normally could be, but I'm working on it just as every YouTuber does. You get used to the process, you get working faster. And another part of me that I'm trying to work past is erasing all my breaths and all my mistakes, because that takes a lot longer. In the editing software, I use Final Cut Pro 10. So it takes a lot longer to go through all that stuff to find these breaths that I have in between my sentences, like that. And they're all over the place. And I'm sorry if I just made that sound stand out in everybody's YouTube videos. My apologies.
Oh man, honestly, dude, that's the meanest thing you've ever done to me.
But yeah, it's that's a big thing for me too, is to try and get content out faster. The videos may be longer as a result of that, but you know what? You can click through stuff. It's pretty easy to do that, right? So be that as it may, I've got a lot of new content to film and shoot and get out there, and I hope to have at least 1 or 2 new videos before I trek over to NAMM. So yeah, I got some good stuff coming down the pipeline. So with that in mind, thank you guys so much for coming on back. I apologize for having been absent for so long, and for everybody who's signed on to this channel or subscribed, thank you so much, because that Nuno video has actually blown up quite a bit after the Super Bowl appearance from Nuno when he was playing behind Rihanna. So all of a sudden, like, Nuno's video is doing quite well, and I couldn't be more happy about that. And getting a lot of comments there, a lot of positive comments, and I'm so grateful for that. So Again, thank you guys so much for coming back to join me. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Thank you to everybody for liking and subscribing to the video and hitting that bell notification to be notified when I upload new content. And to everybody else, we will see you around.